Verstappen receives more bad news from Red Bull. Lewis Hamilton has been advised on saving his future, and Hajar has been praised for his season so far. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Christian Horner has made a bold statement regarding Red Bull's future in Formula One, unwavering in his commitment to F1 2025, despite current standings. As the Constructors' Championship shows Red Bull in fourth place, with Max Verstappen sitting in third, Horner remains adamant that they are not done fighting. With new regulations on the horizon, teams are faced with the tricky dilemma of whether to invest in the present or prepare for the future. The upcoming season promises dramatic changes, specifically with the overhaul of chassis and power units, which could dramatically shift the balance of competition. Horner emphasizes that these new rules will not only alter the technical landscape, but will also see a significant rise in the use of electrical energy, an essential part of the engines going forward. For Red Bull, this brings additional complexity as they gear up to enter a new era with their own power unit for the first time. This represents a sizable investment for a team that has previously thrived with Renault and Honda engines. Amid these challenges, financial regulations restrict resources, compelling teams to decide whether to focus on the current season or pivot towards the future. A decision to refocus could provide a competitive edge next season, but also risk sacrificing performance for the rest of this year's championship. As it stands, Red Bull has encountered a dip in form. Verstappen is considerably behind points leader Oscar Piastri, trailing by 49 points. The performance of Red Bull's RB21 has also fallen short, with neither Liam Lawson nor Yuki Tsunoda managing to match Verstappen's capabilities in the car. Currently sitting fourth in the Constructors' Championship with 144 points, they find themselves overshadowed by McLaren, who have amassed an impressive 362 points after the initial 9 races. Although the gap seems daunting, Horner remains optimistic. There's a significant gap now, but there's an awful lot of points still available, he stated. He believes it's not too late to make a comeback, asserting that they have not even hit the halfway mark of the season. McLaren are in a very strong position, but we never give up, he adds. Horner notes that Verstappen has been the backbone of the team's performance, accounting for nearly all their points this season. He's out there doing his best, said Horner. The competitive landscape, however, highlights that McLaren is clearly a step ahead, creating a challenging environment for Red Bull. As the team navigates these obstacles, their keen focus remains on recalibrating their efforts, not merely settling for the status quo, but striving relentlessly towards success as they look ahead to F1 2025. In a bold display of strategy during the Spanish Grand Prix, Red Bull implemented an aggressive 3-stop approach, bringing Verstappen tantalizingly close to securing a victory. This daring tactic illustrated their willingness to push boundaries in pursuit of results, underscoring the team's spirit as they aim to reclaim their standing in Formula One. As the race unfolded, Verstappen found himself right in the battle for a podium finish, shadowing Lando Norris until the unexpected late safety car threw everything into disarray. Horner noted that up until that point, their strategy had them much closer to the McLarens than anticipated. Despite their aggressive tactics, which involved running a 3-stop strategy, they faced setbacks as Verstappen's tire situation became precarious. The late safety car hampered his chances, and he soon lost positions to Charles Leclerc and George Russell, marking a controversial moment in the race. Horner admitted that with the benefit of hindsight, they might have opted to keep Verstappen out, although it's unclear if that would have even kept him in contention against the McLarens. From Verstappen's perspective, the mood was more pessimistic. He remarked that with McLaren performing at their best, they seemed untouchable. This admission highlights a shift in the championship dynamics, with Red Bull now often pegged as best of the rest. Verstappen's recent clashes, particularly his incident with Russell in Spain, brought additional worries, as he's now on the brink of a race ban due to accumulating penalty points. On a different note, Christian Horner faced scrutiny over Yuki Tsunoda's future with Red Bull, a topic he sidestepped. Meanwhile, Horner responded to Ralf Schumacher's provocative comments regarding Verstappen, dismissing them as mere nonsense. As the F1 landscape continues to evolve, fans eagerly await the next chapter in this gripping saga. Lando Norris warns fans and followers that despite McLaren's impressive position at the top of the Constructors' Championship in 2025, the team remains vulnerable in the intense battle for the title. His caution comes right at a pivotal moment when McLaren has secured a commanding lead, outpacing rivals like Ferrari and Mercedes. As it stands, McLaren enjoys a 197-point cushion over Ferrari, which currently sits second with 165 points, and Mercedes close behind at 159. Red Bull's Max Verstappen, who has multiple wins this season, is also a formidable presence, having contributed significantly to Red Bull's third-place standing on the leaderboard. Despite the success, Norris is well aware that the competition is closing in. He finds his own position in the Drivers' Championship challenging, placing second, just 10 points behind his teammate, Oscar Piastri. The duo has electrified the season, winning 7 out of 9 races collectively, setting the stage for an exhilarating championship chase. Norris firmly believes there are still vulnerabilities within the team. There's still places where we're vulnerable, especially in qualifying. It gets very close, he reiterated. No. He pointed out that while certain races have shown McLaren's dominance, like the recent Spanish Grand Prix where they flaunted a significant lead, other qualifying sessions have been decided by mere hundredths and thousandths of seconds. This underscores the pressure that Norris feels amidst the competition. I think that will be the case in future ones, he stated, maintaining that while McLaren's car is the best on average, they are still being closely chased by their rivals. He emphasized, "Our gaps in the race are probably a lot bigger in the beginning of the year than they are now. I do think our competitors are catching up." With every race presenting its own set of challenges, Norris knows they must remain vigilant and focused as the season progresses. He highlighted the importance of keeping their heads down and continuing to work hard to stay ahead. Amidst this competitive landscape, McLaren has strived for excellence. Notably, Oscar Piastri led a superb 1-2 finish in Spain, marking McLaren's third such victory this season. So far, at least one McLaren driver has consistently made it to the podium in every race. However, success doesn't come without scrutiny. Recent performances have been accompanied by chatter surrounding potential technical irregularities, particularly regarding the MCL39. New regulations introduced by the FIA aimed at curtailing flexible wings have cast a shadow over their success, prompting discussions about whether McLaren has been pushing the limits of compliance. As we delve deeper into the story of McLaren's journey in the 2025 season, it's crucial to remember that while they revel in their current victories, the road ahead will be marked by both challenges and fierce tenacity from competitors. Fans and analysts alike eagerly await how this dynamic unfolds, keeping the excitement alive as each race brings with it new possibilities and outcomes. Despite the competitive tension, McLaren remains steadfast at the top of the standings. Recently, they've faced allegations ranging from exploiting flexi wing rules to accusations of employing unconventional rear brake designs and even putting water in their tires. However, team principal Zak Brown dismisses these claims as mere attempts by rivals to find ghosts. They can keep looking. There's nothing to find other than the men and women at McLaren who have developed an impressive race car, he stated. According to Brown, there's no hidden silver bullet making the difference. Instead, he suggests that rivals should focus more on improving their own cars rather than chasing shadows. Lando Norris echoed his team boss's confidence, praising the hard work of the McLaren team who designed the MCL39. He commented, "The team are doing a very good job," acknowledging the strong competition they face. Norris expressed that recent complaints about their car never led to any substantial changes, reaffirming the effectiveness of their vehicle design. In lighthearted moments, Norris also found a way to lighten up tense situations. After Max Verstappen's outburst during the closing laps of the recent race in Spain, Norris made a cheeky remark likening the incident to a game of Mario Kart. As the F1 season progresses, the spotlight remains on McLaren, with fans excited to see how their developments will play out on the track, creating an engaging narrative for the remainder of the season. Hajar, a rising star in the world of Formula One, has continued to attract attention, not just for his impressive racing skills, but also for a touching moment involving Lewis Hamilton's father, Anthony Hamilton. During a recent event at the Australian Grand Prix, Isaac's father expressed his heartfelt appreciation for Anthony's truly exceptional gesture. Isaac Hajar has been making headlines this season, showcasing his talent and determination by achieving notable finishes, including a third consecutive top 10 finish at the recent Spanish Grand Prix, where he claimed 7th place. Prior to that, he celebrated a career-best result at the prestigious Monaco Grand Prix, finishing 6th amidst fierce competition from top drivers like Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and Max Verstappen. However, Hajar's path to success was not without its challenges. At the season opener in Australia, he faced a devastating setback when he crashed out during the formation lap due to difficult wet conditions. This unfortunate event left him in tears, grappling with disappointment. But it was in that moment of vulnerability that Anthony Hamilton stepped in to offer support. As Isaac was making his way back to the paddock, struggling with the weight of the incident, Anthony took the initiative to console him, demonstrating kindness and sportsmanship that transcends the competitive nature of the sport. This act of compassion did not go unnoticed. Isaac's father, Yassine Hajar, who is also a respected quantum physicist, later shared his gratitude for Anthony's gesture. Despite not being there when Isaac crashed, Yassine recognized the importance of Anthony's support, stating that he did that when he didn't have to. I found it a truly exceptional gesture. The genuine connection between the two families became even more apparent when they reunited on the starting grid during the Spanish Grand Prix. The embrace shared between Isaac and Anthony symbolized solidarity and mutual respect, showcasing the true spirit of sportsmanship in Formula One. Isaac's journey continues as he competes in the F1 2025 season, and his story serves as an inspiration not only for aspiring drivers, but also for fans worldwide. The support from figures like Anthony Hamilton illustrates how moments of kindness can have a lasting impact, fostering a sense of community within the racing world. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on Isaac Hajar and the Racing Bulls team, eager to see how he builds upon his growing success and the friendships that shape his journey. As the season heats up, Isaac Hajar's impressive performance has placed him in the spotlight for a possible promotion to a Red Bull seat. After Yuki Tsunoda's shaky start, scrutiny has intensified on him, creating a significant opportunity for Hajar. Both he and Liam Lawson find themselves vying for a shot at this coveted position, especially if Max Verstappen encounters a one-race ban. Recent reports suggest that if Verstappen's penalties lead to a ban, Hajar and Lawson are being considered prime candidates for the temporary seat. Current tensions around Verstappen are palpable as he approaches the risk of an automatic ban after accumulating 11 penalty points this season. With just one more point needed for a ban, all eyes are on how he navigates the upcoming races in Canada and Austria, where every move counts. The stakes are high, not just for Verstappen, but also for Hajar and Lawson, who have been given equal footing in this race for opportunity. If an unexpected vacancy arises, it could set the stage for either driver to make a significant mark. Moreover, Nico Rosberg has publicly advised Hajar to decline any immediate Red Bull transfer, advocating for a more strategic approach amidst the pressures of a high-profile move. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton hints at his own strategies and requests directed at Ferrari, further underscoring the competitive environment. As the F1 landscape continues to evolve, keep an eye out for these developments. Who will seize their moment? The drama is just beginning, and it promises to be a thrilling ride. In a bold strategic move, Toto Wolff introduced a concept he referred to as shock therapy to address the rising tensions between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg within the Mercedes team. This decision came during a tumultuous period in 2016, where the atmosphere in the garage had turned toxic, impacting the dynamics of both drivers and their crews. Nico Rosberg described the intense environment, revealing that the mechanics for each driver had started holding back information from one another. This growing friction meant that team camaraderie had crumbled, turning what were once allies into adversaries. Wolff recognized that drastic action was necessary to mend the fractured team spirit. In 2013, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg united under the Mercedes banner, a partnership destined for greatness. However, as they began to dominate the Formula One circuit, their friendship soured into a fierce rivalry. This tension peaked when Rosberg secured his only world championship in 2016, right before he announced his shocking retirement. Rosberg reflected on that season, explaining how the competitive spirit escalated beyond the drivers to include mechanics and engineers. The entire atmosphere became strained, demonstrating how high-stakes competition can ripple through an entire team structure. He emphasized the gravity of the situation, noting that failures in performance could lead to mechanics withholding crucial information from one another. To combat this, Toto Wolff executed his unconventional plan. He swapped the mechanics between the two drivers. The result? An entirely new dynamic where familiar faces became strangers and rivals almost overnight. The impact of this switch was profound. Rosberg described how his mechanics, who he considered family, suddenly became attached to Hamilton's car, while Hamilton's team suddenly felt like foes. This psychological shakeup served as an effective remedy for the deteriorating team environment. The swift transition was nothing short of revolutionary and immediately relieved some of the toxic atmosphere surrounding the garage. Shock therapy, it turned out, wasn't just a catchy phrase. It was the revitalizing jolt that the team needed to refocus and come together once again. This strategic thinking by Wolff underscores his leadership capabilities and his attentiveness to the undercurrents of team dynamics, proving that even in competitive sports, fostering a cooperative environment is crucial for success. The lessons learned during this tumultuous time continue to resonate within the realm of Formula One as teams strive for not only performance on the track, but also harmony off it. As we reflect on the intense rivalry and its impact on Mercedes, it highlights how effective leadership can turn potential discord into an opportunity for growth and collaboration. Nico Rosberg opened up about his challenging relationship with Lewis Hamilton during their time together at Mercedes. He recalled how their connection deteriorated gradually. The relationship with Lewis started to be difficult on a really step-by-step basis, Rosberg explained. What started as small disagreements spiraled out of control, leading to a relationship that became increasingly difficult to manage. The key moments that contributed to this strain were their on-track collisions. Rosberg described the aftermath, stating, "The most difficult moments were the crashes and coming together. Who was at fault? Who took the blame? It was incredibly intense at the time. The heat of the moment added pressure, making it tough to navigate their emotions and responsibilities." Rosberg recognized that they never had an open discussion about their issues, which might have helped alleviate some of the tension. "Lewis and I never really took the time to have an open conversation about it," he said, highlighting the missed opportunities for resolution. Post-retirement, Hamilton continued to excel in the sport, securing 4 more world titles and tying the record at 7 championships. As he prepares for his upcoming stint with Ferrari, the question remains, will he achieve a record-breaking 8th title? In other F1 news, Rosberg recently urged young driver Isaac Hajar to turn down a potential promotion to Red Bull. He emphasized the importance of making strategic choices in a competitive environment. As the excitement around F1 builds, Hamilton also hinted at making a significant request to Ferrari, leaving fans buzzing with anticipation. Stay tuned for more thrilling updates and insights from the world of Formula One.